What's going on YouTube? That's it, TZ here, just bringing you guys another video. If you guys, and I know a lot of you have been watching the downfall of RECOIL. Um, I believe it was yesterday, or it might have been today actually, that H&K came out and said that the statements that were so-called passed along, uh, that isn't true. So Jeremy Tsai, I think is how you pronounce his name, originally stated that he was just passing on information that was passed along to him. And apparently HK has come out and has said that, they have been misrepresented and that the comments were Jeremy Tsai's and Jeremy Tsai's alone. So it looks like there's a lot of finger pointing going on. And I kind of noticed that from once Jerry Tsai released his statement on the RECOIL Facebook page. He basically stated, I was just passing on information that was passed along to me. And, the only way he could have gotten that information is from an HK representative, the way he made it sound. So, HK has come out and said, well, we didn't necessarily tell him that. He decided to print that on his own, and that HK firmly stands beside the Second Amendment. So really, I mean, who are you to believe right now? I know HK has said before that, certain types of weapons that they produce are not going to be subject to civilian sale, which is okay because there's a lot of types of firearms that civilians cannot go out and purchase, which is fine. And if a company wants to stand by that, then they have every right to. But there's a lot of finger pointing going on, and it's just turning into a big mess. Uh, I certainly don't know what's going to happen in the future with Recoil magazine, whether they're going to discontinue the magazine or whether they're just going to hire a new editor. I really do like the magazine, actually. The issue I have with Recoil is that they put someone in place that absolutely has no idea about firearms, and apparently Jeremy Tsai is that person. According to his background, he was an editor for a car magazine, and like I say, I'm not sure about this, but in the magazine he stated that it should not be available to civilians. The MP7, it should not be available to civilians with good reason. And to my knowledge, Jeremy Tsai does not have any law enforcement or military background. So he's a civilian as well, and for him to be able to go out and test certain firearms and then come back and say, well, you guys shouldn't be able to use it, even though he can, just as a double standard. And I hate that kind of stuff in the firearms community, where we have people, going out doing one thing and then, or saying one thing, but they, absolutely are something else. And in no way, shape, or form do I believe he has any law enforcement or military background. So he falls in the same category as a lot of us do. And he, if he can go out and say that, then why is he in the magazine shooting a gun or talking about using it? That's just my 2 cents. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. Once again, keep it civil. Uh, think about what you're going to say before you say it, before you actually post it. I've had a couple of really stupid comments left on here. One guy talked about Formula One technology not being to civilians. So what's the difference? First of all, Formula One technology is available to civilians. We may not be able to go out and buy a car with a Formula One engine in it. But if you look at paddle shifting and stuff like that you're finding in cars, a lot of that technology was developed uh, in Formula One. It came through them first, and they've presented that into the civilian market. Also, driving is a privilege. It's not a right. And nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have a right to drive your car. You are privileged to drive your car, and if you make a certain mistake, you can lose your privilege. And that's what driving is. So that kind of clears that up for people that do not know any better. But I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on this, the finger pointing that's going on between HK and Recoil magazine now, and I'll get back at you guys. Peace.